Hey guys, welcome to the session 57. Last session, the group did get to level, so this is our usual level up rundown at level 8 this time. So starting in order of classes, Dragnar went Barbarian, but that doesn't really matter because he's not here right now. So we'll start with Allegretto, level 8 Bard, I'm assuming, right?
Mm-hmm. This time.
Hey.
It's only a matter of time till I go Barb.
Barb.
Barb. Okay. Level 8. I went ahead and went for the ability score. Double down on charisma. I completely forgot to look over my class skills before that, so I have a 5th Bardic Inspiration now. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Of course,
Awesome
my
stuff.
spell DC and spell attack go up by 1 from that. And now I have like 11 Deception and Persuasion. It's kind of dumb. I need to use those more often. And then, only other thing I did was spells. Picked up a level 4 Confusion. We've got a Materia variant, but I forgot to look at the original to see what's different between them. But it's a 10 radius AoE. Is a Wisdom save. And anybody affected by it rolls a d10 to determine what they do that turn. And it was like, I guess, an 80% chance they don't do their turn regularly. So that's pretty great. I also swapped out. I lost my level 1 Heroism spell, and I picked up a level 2 Suggestion.
Nice.
So I don't think it's going to work too well against the zombies, but it'll come in handy, I swear. Yep, that's all I got.
Yeah, good choices. And yeah, the materia confusion versus stock is just makes it actually like a 4th level spell, so it doesn't get outshunned by like hypnotic pattern, essentially. Who's a 3rd level spell. So very cool. More bardic inspirations. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so next on the class list would be Cleric. I'm assuming, Angie, you went ahead and did 8th level of War Domain Cleric?
Yep. I went with Wisdom Boost. So my Wisdom is 18 now. So it gives me a little extra spell attack modifier and attack modifier when I have the Shillelagh running. It gives me a couple extra prepared spell slots, I believe, and then it upgrades my Turn Undead into Destroy Undead.
Nice.
For up to 1 CR Undead units, I believe.
If it's 1 CR, that's pretty huge already.
Yeah. It's pretty solid. I don't use my channel divinities enough in general, so I should try to remember to do that.
If only there were a bunch of undead around.
Yeah. Maybe when we get back to town, we'll try it out.
Yeah. We'll find out who's the undead.
Oh.
Yep, that's about it.
Assuming Adam is distracted or unaware.
No, sorry. I just didn't, I didn't realize that I'm muted. I was saying thank you. Yeah, and the Divine Empowerment is just dope. Basically, it makes it for when he does hit, it's nice damage, or when he uses a cantrip, he gets to add.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do get better spell casting and damage, and I get 1d6 extra damage when I hit stuff.
1d8 radiant on top of your weapon. Yeah. So it energizes pretty well now that you can weave more spells and more smacks. You might start actually doing a significant portion of damage that is in Spirit Guardians.
Which is very significant.
Yes. I know Jesse is no longer part of the group. Well, I mean, an active player, but we did level up with Calisaur. He did roll a 6, so we adjusted his HP appropriately, and he went kind of in the theme of more animalistic and wild shaping. So instead of doing the caster, get your proficiency in con save with the survival feat, he went ahead and took combat reflexes, and he took the bonus to initiative. So now he's got a +7 initiative roll. He took fleet, so now it increases his movement speed by 10, and that works with his Asimar wings, and that works with his wild shapes, so he's a little bit faster. And because he won't always have spells that he's concentrating on that let him do something with his bonus action, he took combat mobility, which now allows him to take the disengage action as a bonus action. So if he ever gets anything on top of him, he can disengage easily. So pretty simple. I don't know. I don't think he actually told me what spells he's taking. So that, Danny, feel free, because he gets a couple more prepared spell slots.
Right.
Since you'll be running him for the combat stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically, yeah. And he is, I think it's next level where he can start flying. Yeah.
Yeah, this year.
9th level. Yep. So we don't have a. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and it goes up to CR 9, I guess. Is it just the CR of the druid level?
Yeah, whatever the druid. So
The
he's
restriction goes
considered.
away.
Yes. So keep in mind he's considered, because of he's a moon druid, he's considered 2 levels higher in the wild ship table.
Nice.
So he's technically a level 10. So he can do CR2s now, which I forgot. That's a big thing too.
It's pretty big.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So next one. Hey, me talking more. Okay. Marb went ahead and did Ranger, 8. I don't know if he's going to take the ASI to put 2 into Dex to cap out his dexterity, or if he's going to take a feat. But one thing that the Materia Ranger does get now, kind of in the theme of bonus actions, he now has the Materia version of Vanish, which allows him to take the hide action as a bonus action, as well as you and any of those allies that are traveling with you can no longer be tracked by magical means unless you leave a trail on purpose. By non-magical means, excuse me. Also, it gets a further boost for him if he's on whatever terrain is his favorite terrain. Like currently it's swamp. There is lightly obscured, the rule. So like rain, wind, foliage, like that. He can hide if he's only lightly obscured. So he can technically even be maybe behind one of you guys and initiate a hide action if the scenario is right. And lastly, when you're rolling initiative in the first round, if he is hidden and misses with his attack, the attack doesn't reveal his position, so he can still be hidden and potentially have advantage for another attack if it happens to be important. Alrighty. Yeah, that's Marb. Mr. Yarcy, Mr. Warlock, what did you do?
Okay, so I refuse to allow Al to be sexier than me, so I took the ASI and Charisma, so capping out Charisma. Which also because of the Material Warlock allows me not only to increase my skills with Charisma, but intelligence as well, because I use my Charisma instead of my intelligence.
Yeah, because of your book. That's right.
Yes. And then I also rearranged one of my spells. I dropped the lower level spell. I can't remember which one it was.
Mm-hmm.
But then I took Sickening Radiance, which is an area effect spell that does 4d10 points of damage if they enter or start their turn, but also gives them 1 level of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took, as my spell that I gained, Dimensional Door.
Nice. Good spell. Very, very good spell.
Make lots of Venn diagrams now.
Nice. All right. Yeah, so Yarcy continuing the theme of utility over everything. All right, Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Warlord, level 8.
Indeed. So at level 8, I get a ASI or feat. I chose to do a feat and chose essentially the semi-classic Polar Master Sentinel combo, but translated to our version of the feats. But so basically, It's the Materia Tactician. So, and the 3 little sub-bullets I chose are Sentinel, which allows me to hit things even if they disengage from me with an opportunity attack. Disabling Strike, which is basically if I hit anything with an opportunity attack, they're stuck. The speed goes to 0 for the rest of the turn. And then the third one was kind of a wild card, which I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with, but I decided to dip into kind of like the superiority, the battle mastery type fighter stuff with the combat tactician sub-feat, and basically that allows me to behave like a little bit like a battle master, and I can use a superiority die to do a battle maneuver. And the one that I chose is disarming attack, so I can basically force, anytime I hit something, force them to make a strength save, and if they fail, then I can knock something out of that they're holding. So it could be their weapon, could be like a spell focus, could be just anything.
Could technically be a person if they got someone grappled.
That's true, yeah, because it just says forcing it to drop. Well, no, it says item though. One item of your choice.
Oh,
it's holding.
okay.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so could be fun stuff in place. I can only do it once per short rest because I only get one superiority die, but still resets on a short rest, which is nice. And then I would like to announce that I am slightly above average. I think I'm actually right at average on HP rolls. Finally, after rolling a max roll for 10 to get back to like respectable HP.
Caught up.
Yeah, so I rolled a 10, and I'm at. If I took the average die roll for HP every level, then I would be there now. Finally.
Nice. Oh, and one other thing, the number of merit die that Warlord has scales with level, so he's up to 8 now.
Yep. It doesn't scale in size until 10, so it's still D8s.
Yes.
And real quick, I was looking at the spells for Calisor. I guess for now, let's just put Goodberry, because frankly, his level 1s are pretty limited in use. Other than Cure Wounds, which even that is kind of limited in use. And since we're struggling for food, I figured that might be thematically good.
Goodberry, and you could always Druid Craft to make the component since we have the materia. Goodberry.
Okay.
Why can't I not find it? Materia. Goodberry. All right, Goodberry materia, yeah. So one thing we did for the materia version is it actually consumes the branch or the twig, and it's not limited to only mistletoe. It just needs to be some sort of berry.
Yeah. Some fruit bearing.
Yielding. Thing. Yeah, exactly. So more flexible, but also it consumes the component.
So if you, because I can't edit his spells.
I did. Okay, so if you refresh, it should be good. All right, and last but not least, our wizard, Rock. If you're available, CJ.
Yep. No, sorry.
Cool.
Just it takes a while to unmute. Yeah. So we did our health roll. I forget what it was, but it was pretty good. And as for what I took Arcane Eye. So now Pebble can just hang out with me. And Resilient Sphere, which is basically a hamster ball, and that's my oh shit spell in case somebody's about to die.
That's a good one.
Always handy to have. I do have a question for that for purposes. If I put Resilient Sphere on Grant and he's got his soldiery guys out, do they still do damage?
They're out, yeah. They don't contain the soldiers.
Hey Grant, we've got a good combo we can do.
I mean, you.
Well, you summon your soldiers. I throw you in a ball where you can't be hurt by anything, and then we just roll you around and you kill everything for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Katamari it.
I'm just saying, I don't. Nothing, not physical. I mean, I'll look at it, but I mean, the soldiers are out and about already, so maybe the soldiers like in his 5-foot space around him won't be able to do anything, but it extends 15 feet right around him.
Yeah.
So they'll probably be able to. They're manifested. They're not going anywhere. So yeah, that I think is legit. I think that's kosher. Did you take a stat bump or did you take a feat, Mr. Rock?
I don't get one of those because I'm multi-class.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's 7. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
call.
spells this time.
Cool. All right. Well, that's the rundown. If anyone, start thinking about cool combos and all that you can do, let's go ahead and stop the recording right here. Let's take a 2-minute break to just set up and get ready for the session, and we'll go ahead and get rolling.